Hello, my friends, and welcome to the final day of Week 8 here in the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. Today we're going to have a matchup in Tier 4, a rematch as a matter of fact, between Danny Defeato and Solo Grav. Danny Defeato winning their first outing 3-1, and in doing so actually solidified their spot in the playoffs as we take a quick glance at the playoff picture here. Danny Defeato sitting at 6-1 right now, and they do have a bye week in Week 9. So this is actually their final regular season game. So with that bye week, they have stamped their ticket because, well, the maximum number of losses they're going to have is 2. So at the very least, the very worst possibility, they'll land in that 7th place slot. Solo Grav already eliminated from contention, but don't let that fool you into thinking that they're going to take it easy on him here tonight. I still expect them to show up full bore and give them a run for their money. It was a real tight matchup last time we saw these two meet. Solo Grav able to win the control map, but Danny Defeato bringing it back in a 3-1 victory. But a couple of those maps could have definitely gone either way, and I expect this one to be just as tight here today. Take a quick look at our map pool here before we get into it. We're going to be starting off on Nepal. Hollywood will be your hybrid map. Volskaya, your assault. And Watchpoint Gibraltar, your escort map to finish off our 4-map set. Chef Billy will be joining me in map 2. He's taking care of a little bit of family business, but should be here on the broadcast in the next 15 minutes or so. So be looking forward for him to join us. I'm leaving the light on for him, so to speak. But without further ado, let's get into Nepal. Get this Tier 4 matchup underway. Your starting 6 for today. On the side of Danny Defeato, we're going to have Venom Andrew and Zen starting us off in the DPS role. Ju Johan and Major Nova for your tanks with XTLZ and Basic in the support line up there for Danny Defeato. On the other side, Solo Grav starting us off with Panda and Rabbit in the DPS role. Cracker Jackers and the D-Man will be your tanks for those guys with Oliviosa and Ally. Rounding out that 6-man roster. Here's we head into Nepal to start things off. Starting us on Sanctum. Danny Defeato showing us a little Hammond Roadhog here. They still have 9 seconds to change their mind, but, you know, a lot of boot potential with that, or a lot at least environmental kill potential there. With Zen on the Soldier, Venom Andrew taken to the Torbjorn. We saw a bit of Torbjorn from both of these teams last week when we saw them meet off. As we're getting Torbjorn out of the side of Solo Grav as well. Running a little double shield here, heading into Sanctum. So a lot more conservative approach coming out of the tanks on the side of Solo Grav. Looks like Danny Defeato going to be hyper-aggressive. At least that's what they're showing us with their composition. Danny's just going to drop in through the pit. Head right onto the point. Crackjacker's going to meet him there. Torp turret in the back. Just laying down some cover fire as Danny Defeato looks for an opening here. Major Nova trying to get a boot, but just narrowly misses the Reinhardt. Forced to back out after using his adaptive shields. Boot comes on to Ally. Oh, and he goes down. XTLZ taking him off the side there. Finishing him off there. Major Nova coming up with a big kill as well. And it will be Danny Defeato starting things off for us here on Sanctum. Gion and Nova already over 60% towards their ultimates. But on the other side, Solo has Molten Core with Supercharger and that Nano Boost ready to go. Mr. Panda did die early in that engagement. Or late in the previous engagement. I guess it depends on how you want to look at it. We do have Coalescence online here for Danny Defeato, as they're looking to hold this point, 30% and counting. Dark Rabbit on the Sombra, sitting on the ledge, just kind of poking and prodding from over there. A little too far out of range to hack anything. We already get the Molten Core coming down into the lower section. That's going to scare off members of Danny Defeato as Crackerjackers takes the Nano Boost and goes in swinging. But the mines from the other side, they're going to take out the Orisa. Major Nova following up with a good kill onto the Ana as well. And suddenly a large portion of the healing there for Solo Grav absent. And with that, no sustain. Danny Defeato will hold on here, 60% on the board. Dark Rabbit now with that EMP online. So this could be a big one here. Obviously, EMP, a game-changing ultimate. Both tank ults online for solo as well. As they're going to push in through this right-hand side this time. Pandas made the swap over to the Reaper, and that's going to immediately pay dividends once the Earthshatter comes out from Crackerjackers. And they're going to pick up an entry kill on the back of that, but Zin's countered back with attack visor, taking down 2, including the main tank. Falls up with a nice kill onto Pandas. Turns out with a 3K from the attack visor, looking for more, trying to finish off the Sombra as well, who did drop EMP amidst that, but Solo still unable to pick up this point, and it looks like Defeato gonna take an early lead here on Nepal. Crackerjackers with an opportunity to get in there and stall. In fact, it was actually Dark Rabbit coming in with the touch to start the overtime here. Mr. Panda is getting a good kill on the back of the dive coming through from Crackerjackers. Sound barrier used, supercharger used, and it's gonna net Solo Grav the point. Venom Andrews made the swap over to the Pharah now, coming off of that Torbjorn as they move back in. Sound barrier online here for those guys. On the other side, we're looking at a Death Blossom, but not much else, as they spent a lot of ultimates to capture that point. Venom Andrew just keeping the D-Man at bay, making sure that Hamster doesn't get free access on the right-hand side. Defeato's going to push out onto the left, move on to the objective. Sound barrier coming out aggressively, and Johan lands a nice hook and subsequent kill onto Ally. Now turning his attention to the Moira, see if he can finish off the second healer. Well, he's going to settle for the Sombra instead. Good enough. Mr. Panda's going to go ahead and drop a Death Blossom combined with an EMP. A very fast-building EMP, might I add. Does net them some kills, but Venom Andrew strikes right back, finding 3 of his own. And now the overtime wick is a-burning. Barrage online. Not even sure he's going to need it. He is going to go ahead and throw down an exclamation point to stop that monkey from being able to stall out any further. It's going to deny him from building up towards that Primal Rage. Oh, nice kill on the Tracer as well. She just appeared right in front of the rocket. Unluckers there for Dark Rabbit on the Tracer. 1 by 1, Solo sent back to spawn, and Danny Defeato will take Sanctum. So the playoff format has been announced. If you were too busy to check your ping earlier, I highly recommend checking out the announcements there in the CGL channel at some point, as it does fully lay out how we are approaching playoffs. Very excited to get into the postseason. It's been an incredible 8 weeks here so far. I can't believe we're already heading into our final week. I feel like this tournament has just flown by. I can't tell you what a blast I have had casting these matches, man. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. All right, Danny Defeato coming out here with a little Ryan Zarya. In fact, Ryan Zarya for both sides. Dark Rabbit on the Symmetra. He's going to teleport his team onto the objective, and they're going to get this positional advantage first. Johan already taking a ton of damage, forced to shield up and just play a bit conservative until he can get healed. Throws a nice Fire Strike in and is able to find Oliviosa. Or Oliviosa, as Billy thoroughly reminded me there in our matchup last week. Ally able to get a nice kill on to Johan with their main tank down. Danny Defeato is going to find it incredibly difficult to push on to this objective, and this will be a soft reset coming through from Danny. Mr. Panda with a nice late kill there, forcing even more of a stagger. Zen going down in that engagement, but he can be such a powerhouse on this Hanzo. We'll be looking for him to make some big plays here on Shrine to help Danny Defeato capture this point. Major Nova already 77% towards Graviton Surge. On the other side, Rally and Photon Barrier coming close to being ready. Danny Defeato just taking the slow approach. Zit on the outside, see if he can get an early opportunity here. Drop some Storm Arrows down, bubble in his way. Here comes the Coalescence out of the side of Danny Defeato as they look to push in. Photon Barrier up on the other side. Sound Barrier used from Solo as well, and now they've got their Graviton Surge ready to go. Major Nova had used his, though I honestly did not see where that one landed. It probably was off on the side. It looked like he was trying to protect the flank there. I was too busy focusing on that front line. On that front line, Crackerjackers whittled down super low, and the Graviton Surge comes out from Solo Grav. They net 4 kills inside the Graviton Surge and maintain control here on Shrine. Basic not quite able to get his sound barrier off in time. I know he had been hanging out on the flank. That may have been exactly what Major Nova was trying to protect over there. I'd have to go back and watch the VOD to be sure. Johan with that Earth Shatter ready to go. Basic still has that aforementioned sound barrier. Venom Andrew has swapped over to the far right here, coming off of the McCree. Dragons to start things off, and that's going to find Alex right out of the gate, or Ally right out of the gate, forgive me, who had Rally in his pocket. This could be detrimental here for Solo to attempt to hold on. We did get an Earth Shatter coming out of Cracker Jackers, but the sound barrier there from Basic this time. Death Blossom comes out and finds Zen, but he is the only victim as they trade out. Zen actually getting that headshot just before he dies. An interesting trade, an interesting dance coming out of Johan as Danny Defeato recaptures the point. Well, captures the point for the first time, should I say. On the side of Solo Grav, we've got that Photon Barrier ready to go again. Both support ults should be ready here before too long. Rally in the pocket as we speak. I anticipate we'll see that to initiate this fight. They're going to have to watch out for the Barrage Graviton Surge combo coming from the other side, though. We'll see if Oliviosa can get that sound barrier up in time. Photon Barrier there, trying to protect from the Graviton Surge coming through. But Johan able to get the Fire Strike out. No Rally still used on the side of Solo. Just sitting there in the check mark. Not adding that armor to anybody on the battlefield where it's really needed. I think that would have been the perfect time to use it. As it stands, Danny Defeato able to clean up the fight, maintain their control. Solo does have 99% on the board. So all they need is one good fight win here. So not a terrible thing for them to hold on to that rally in hindsight. Because if they can bank a couple ults, one good fight will win them this round. As it stands, that is their only ultimate online here. Barrage still available, as well as a Valk on the side of Danny Defeato as she sets up above. Drops the Barrage down. It's just a hair too late as Solo drops it just out of the ideal kill box for that thing. And then Venom Andrews gets stunned out of it by Mr. Pandas. On that McCree, trying to turn his attention to the far, does get it. But his DPS partner has dropped, as well as the brick. We did get the rallies, the Graviton Surge from both sides. Somebody going to come out from Basic. But the Dragons from Danny Defeato, too much. Oh, Mr. Panda strikes right back with a nice Deadeye, though, and he's going to take out two and try to equalize here. This fight has devolved on this point, as I believe it's a 3v2. Oh, but now the reinforcements from Solo Grav are coming in. They're able to just melt Johan down. Major Nova swapped over to the ball here to try to stall this thing out for as long as he can. Isn't going to last long. Basic drops as well. XTLZ, the next in line. Zen falls as well. And with 196, Solo Grav evening things up here on Nepal.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
I was worried Solo Grav didn't have the ultimates to take it, but in the end, they are able to build that Graviton Surge up, as well as that Deadeye. Mr. Panda is coming up with the clutch ultimate there in the very end. Otherwise, I'm not sure that would have gone that way. And despite the best efforts of Basic Sound Barrier, they're not able to survive through the Graviton Surge that started off the fight so well there for Solo. Solo coming back with their Symmetra strategy, bringing a Mei alongside her this time. No other changes there on the side of Solo Grav. Zen taken to the McCree here for Danny Defeato. Zen trying to poke around the outside. Venom Andrew draws first blood here on Village. Main forces of Danny circling around to the other side while Venom's trying to work the flank. Zen looks to be doing the same. But Solo Grav already with the strong positioning. They're able to take first possession of the point. And with that Sim Mei, they're able to just hunker down and just deny entrance here. They can buy for time, look for kills. Wall comes up. Oh, but Venomanger on the other side drops the barrage and gets two. Traded out. Johan falls. Reinhardt's down on both sides. Crackerjackers did have his ultimate on the line, so that is a bit detrimental here for Solo Grav, but they're able to wall up, stall out a little bit. Zin's going to push in, break through the wall, but he gets taken out. Now we're getting the Coalescence coming out from the side of Danny Defeato as well. Not enough to help overtake this point. That Earthshatter comes back in. Oh, I think a shield from Major Nova came out just in time to block that thing. I don't think Johan got his up in time. I do believe that was the Sigma on the rotating shield. And now Major Nova coming in with a big Gravitic Flux. He finds several with that, but the counter Graviton Surge coming out from Solo Grav. Sound barriers there from Basic, but here comes the Blizzard. Do they have the health pools to survive the Blizzards? The Onslaught coming through. Follow-up is there. Kill feed lighten up for Solo Grav. And they're going to maintain possession of this point. Zena made a swap over to the Doomfist amidst that. Coming off of that McCree, looking for a little bit more pick potential, get behind the Reinhardt shield. But I worry that the Doomfist might struggle with the fortified Symmetra and May inside of there. A lot of CC, a lot of area denial going on in there. But Zen has definitely surprised before with his ability. We'll see if he can do it again here. He's going to jump in. He's got to focus on the turret, so there's just too much taking him down. Sound barrier does come out from Solo. Here comes the Earth Shatter. Massive Shatter. Does find 3. Barrage from the other side is going to clean house. And that will flip this point here for Danny. And not a moment too soon. Solo once again able to build up 99% before being evicted off the objective. Dancing Defeato with a little end zone celebration there. Solo Grav wasting no time getting back to this objective. They're just going to amp speed onto the point. Rally used. Tons of life and armor here for Solo Grav as they get on the point. Dark Rabbit throwing up those turrets, getting this team bunkered down as best as they can. Those turrets coming in handy as they already pick up one. Crackerjackers of the Earth Shattered out of 5. 2! Wow! But the Meteor Strike from the other side. Zen able to pick off 3, but the Graviton Surge comes out, cleans up the rest of Danny Defeato, and despite the fantastic solo performance there from Zen, it is Solo Grav once again taking control and a 1-0 lead here in this series. The Simstrats coming in clutch here for Solo Grav as they're going to take the early lead. We'll see if they can continue this trend and create the upset when we return with Map 2 in just a few moments. Well, welcome back as we head into Hollywood here in our Tier 4 matchup between Danny Defeato and Solo Grav. The 1-6 underdogs taking Map 1. In a pretty decisive fashion, getting 99% on the board for both round 2 and 3 before Danny Defeato can find their first engagement win. Just making it easier. They only needed that one last take, and they got it both times. But we saw the same thing happen last week when these two teams faced off, and Danny Defeato was able to bring it back, win from there on. Let's see if Solo can flip this script on its head here as we head into Hollywood. We did get one substitution here as Nick is going to be subbing in for XTLZ on the support role for Danny Defeato. Before we get into Hollywood, I just wanted to give a thank you to CJ for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, my friend. It's huge. I really appreciate the support. We also had several follows come through. I really appreciate it all. Thank you, folks, for hanging out with us here. I guess with me for tonight. With us. With me and the players. Everybody involved in this matchup. It looks like we are going to get one other sub. Last second sub coming through for Solo as Rabbit will be coming in for Ty. I'm sorry, the other way around. Ty's going in for Rabbit. Excuse me. And that is going to be in the DPS role here for Solo Grav. good teamwork so far out of Solo here. We hoping to see that continue, for their sake at least. I know they will as we head into Hollywood. I anticipate we'll see more Ryan Zarya here as we get into this map. Potentially some dive, but both teams, I think, like to stick with the Ryan Zarya. You see a little more double shield coming out of Solo. But especially on the attack, I think they're going to opt for the Ryan Zarya. And so far, that's what they're showing us here as we head to sunny California.
Attackers incoming in
On the side of the defense, Danny Defeato bringing us that Ryan Zarya as well. And an important note here is we got Johan back in the battle for today's matchup. They were running Monkey last week in the main tank role. Johan, their staple main tank. I would anticipate they would give them a little bit of an edge here, but we'll see how it goes. Danny Defeato with their dance. Gotta love the dance in Defeato. Venom and Zen bringing Junkrat and Hanzo to the table, two of their most dangerous heroes. But on the other side, they're going to have to face off against a Reaper and a Doomfist coming from Panda and Ties, respectively. Let's see how Solo chooses to approach point A here. Panda is going to move up to the top, and Johan immediately gets the best of Crackerjackers right out of the gate. And no more shield means no more push here for Solo Grav, as they're just going to have to back out and get a bit of a reset here. Nova and Johan building up some good ult charge, but the D-Man managed to get 58% as well, keeping it right in stride there with the Zarya on the other side. So good news, despite the fact that they lost that engagement. Oh, Crackerjackers goes down first again, as Basic is able to get the better end of that engagement. Tire coming out from Andrew, gets Pandas right as he appears on top of him there. Good play coming out. Venom Andrew follows it up with another kill before finally going down by the Zarya, the D-Man. But Danny Defeato still able to hold on, though a slight power play opportunity here for Solo Grav if they push in quick enough. I'd say that. I believe Basic was the one that went down. Of course, that Lucio, with that speed boost to get back, that window of opportunity will close rather quickly, and it looks like he is indeed back already. Venom Andrew takes out Ties. We made the swap over to the far here. Now we're going to get the Grav Dragon combo coming across. It actually only gets one, as Oliviosa was able to get that sound barrier off in time before she goes down, but in the end, Zen moves in, cleans up. Venom Andrew finds himself one in that as well. And with just over 2 minutes on the clock, Danny Defeato looking strong here on the defense so far. No ticks given up. We do have the Graviton Surge online for the attacking team here. Earth Shatter and Death Blossom not far behind. Oliviosa making the swap over to the Moira here, looking for a little bit more of that mass healing, as opposed to the speed that the Lucio had provided. On with an Earth Shatter online. Crackerjacker's coming online directly. Here comes the Graviton Surge from the attacking team. Mr. Panda's going to drop in, see if he can take advantage of it. The sound barrier's there. Basic doing a good job of keeping his team alive, and Zen takes out Mr. Panda. Crackerjacker falls as well. And with that, Danny Defeato just moves forward and steamrolls over the rest of the team. Zen with a nice shot to pick them off out of the sky. And they managed to hold on to a couple of ultimates in the process, as Danny Defeato will have Graviton Surge and those dragons online here shortly. With just 70 seconds on the clock, Solo finding themselves in a bit of a tough spot here. No tank ultimates online to set things up, though they do have Panda with that big Death Blossom. We'll see if he can clutch this out. Oh, Zen with a nice headshot. Picks off Ties before he's able to get in through the front door. Mr. Panda is going to teleport to the top of the cafe. He's going to drop in with that Death Blossom. Death Blossom gets one, but he does go down. Trade's coming through. Ties had gotten res, but I think immediately got picked off again, so that res not going to be there for Mr. Pandas. Coalescence coming out on the side of the attacking team. Bob there for the defense. Graviton Surge Dragon combo comes through from Danny Defeato, and that will clean up the tank line here of Solo Grav. And Danny Defeato will push them back to spawn with just 20 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they can get back to touch. At the very least, this is going to be a broken engagement, I think, from the attacking team. Mr. Panda making the swap off the Reaper, going over to the Genji. I think this may have been just to get back into the battle quickly. We get the nano boost on Johan. He has that Earth Shatter was thrown out. That hit D-Man. D-Man's going to get charged and taken down. Nick does pick off Mr. Panda's kill feed, lighten up all Danny Defeato, and they will get the full hold here on Hollywood.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
Danny Defeato doing a fantastic job of managing their ultimates there. Just plugged that main choke up. Never allowed really anybody to get through. Did a good job of keeping the Reaper in check. I think it was the one threat trying to kind of teleport around and create some flank angles, take Danny DeFito's eye off of the front. But Danny was prepared for it. They were able to match it. So now Solo has to go on the defense, hoping they can match that great defense. See if they can pull out the draw here on Hollywood. In that vein, it does look like they're bringing us Reinhardt Zarya once again. Ty's going over to the Torbjorn. Oh, and I love that Torb skin as well. It's kind of funky, but you know I like the funkiness. Bringing out the Moira Brig here again. Very interesting duo. You see the Brig a lot to enable dive these days. I mean, in a good up-close brawler. Able to shut down some ultimates with her stun. I'm not sure it's going to find as much value as they're hoping here against this composition, though. Which is going to be a bit of a double sniper comp coming out of Danny Defeato. Nick going over to the Ana. Venom Andrew here on the Widowmaker, trying to find some shots through security. Now looking for the grapple shot. Does land the body shot. But Leviosa in the back, able to find some heals, and the D-Man's going to pressure down Venom Andrew, and the Widow drops. One-man advantage here for the defense, and that means they're going to push forward, see if they can claim some more victims here. And they do indeed, as Mr. Pandas gets the kill onto Gioan, and that will prompt a full reset coming out of Danny Defeato. Venom Andrew coming off that Widowmaker, making the swap over to the Pharah here. Just throwing some rockets down from above. As Danny Defeato doing a little poking and prodding while they wait for Johan to get back into battle. We are going to have Tyre coming online directly. Coalescence coming out as we speak on the side of the defense, but Johan has the big blue boost, and he's going in swinging. Earthshatter comes out, that's going to find two, and he goes looking for him, and he hunts him down, does eventually give his life in the process, but that prompts the Graviton Surge to come out. Dragon's right on top of it. An expensive fight, but Danny Defeato only needs this 33%, so you might as well throw everything in the kitchen sink here at point A. It's exactly what they did. The remaining members, just the Zarya and the Hanzo, able to take the point. And they will tie us up here on Hollywood. Imagine this is going to be that Grav Dragon combo there at the very end. Zen so dangerous on this Hanzo. Well, we're going to take a quick break, my friends, to the console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. This Tier 4 matchup between Danny Defeato and Solo Grav is all tied up here at the half. But before we get into that, I wanted to give a couple thank yous out there. We had the German Dude 65 coming through with a Tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. And Gino coming through with yet another gifted sub. This one going to Jirachi Legends, his 27th sub in the channel. Absolutely massive. Big poggers and huge thank yous going out to Gino, a.k.a. Demonic Effects. I really appreciate the support, man. Just huge. Just absolutely overwhelming. And y'all might notice a handsome face here with me. Billy, glad you got to join me, my friend.
Hi! I am here.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I like running the lobbies. It's kind of my thing. It's kind of my thing.
Well, we're headed to Volskaya Industries. Like I was saying, 1-1. If you're just joining us, Solo able to take Nepal. They lost first round, but came back with a very decisive rounds 2 and 3, and able to clean up that map. But Danny Defeato with a big full hold there on Hollywood. Made for short work on the attack. And they're tying things up. We'll see if Solo Grav can bounce back here, as they are the major underdogs. We'll take a quick look at our playoff picture before we head into Map 3. Danny Defeato has indeed solidified their place in the postseason, as this is their final game of the regular season. They have a bye week in Week 9. So it means with a loss today, even the worst outcome that they could have would be a 7-2 overall record. So the worst possible slot they could have seeding would be number 7.
That's Pog.
Indeed. Indeed. Our second team in Tier 4 there. C4 did win their matchup this week, so they are sitting at 8-0 and then also solidified their spot in the postseason. Billy, it looked like we had some subs here heading into Map 3. Who do we got coming in?
Yeah, on the side of Solo Grav, we've got Cracker Jacks coming out in place of Psionic in the tank role. And then you've got Dark Rabbit coming in for Panda in the DPS slots. On the side of Danny Defeato, you've got Orange Cowboy coming in for Basic, and you've got Ghost Slimy, the youngster, coming in for Venom Andrew.
Very nice. Yeah, we saw Psionic on that main tank role last weekend when these two teams faced off, and he did a pretty darn good job. Going up against the Danny Defeato tank line is no small feat, as that is a hallmark of this squad. And if you want to beat Danny, you've got to win the tank war.
Yep, and I didn't get a chance to see the first map, and I kind of slipped into the stream just to let people know I was here, and I was looking at it, and I mean, the tanks lines looks pretty robust right now. So, I really a real shame I didn't get to see the first one. But as we head into Volskaya, we're going to see Danny Defeato on the attack coming out, and I'm going to get my first chance to see the two teams here tonight for myself. Volskaya, I saw the 3-man dragons that basically solidified Hollywood point A for Danny Defeato. That was a sick play. It was set up by a really big nano onto Ju Johan. He just started swinging hammer, and he ended up losing his life. But Nova and Zen cleaned up the point pretty much.
It was, unfortunately for Solo Grav, the last two surviving members of Danny Defeato happened to be the Zarya and the Hanzo, both with ults at the ready. And they were able to clean up and take that 33% they needed there, kind of in a duo effort. But we're headed into Map 3, and there's another opportunity for Solo to get back on top here. As they head to the defense, bringing us a little Reinhardt Diva. D-Man headed over to the mech tank here, coming off the Zarya. Ty's going over to the Torbjorn with Dark Rabbit on the Ashe. Moira and Mercy to keep the team alive and standing. On the side of Danny, well, we're getting Zen back on his deadly Archer. Bringing out the Hanzo. Ghost Slimy coming out on the Junkrat. And to no surprise, the Rein Zarya tank line. Zen's going to take out some equipment, start things off, see if they can clear the path here as they make their way towards the objective, pathing around by the forklift. So far, just a bit of poking and prodding, Solo keeping them in check. Psionic already 30%, 37% towards that Earth Shatter, landed some good fire strikes early. Ghost Slimy whittled down a bit, forced back, kind of fall back to the safety of his healers. Ty's eating a lot of spam damage there in the back, and now the front line of Danny Defeato getting very aggressive as they rush down onto Psionic. They're going to take him down. Zen picks up Dark Rabbit as well. Basic Ties and Oliviosa do answer back, and the Coalescence coming out there from Oliviosa, but she's got an anti on her, and she's not able to get that self-healing from that ultimate. In the end, that is going to be the detriment of her. She goes down. Danny Defeato forced to use their nano boost onto Ju Johan. But the tank line does survive, and they're going to start making some progress here on point A.
I mean, that was all about just the clinical precision of when to hit the gas pedal from Danny Defeato. You know, the Basic Ties' turret was doing a ton of damage when it was up, but Zen had a marker on it pretty much every time it came out, and it was just a matter of pressing forward and just getting in their faces. The healing was just not there for Solo right at that time.
Oh, Dark Rabbit takes down Ghost Slimy in the back. And we do have that Graviton Surge Dragon combo online here for the attacking team. Johan has his Earthshatter ready to go. Zed is going to take out Dark Rabbit. Johan gets the better end of the Reinhardt duel. Here comes the Graviton Surge. They're not even going to bother throwing the Dragons in. Oh, Dragons got eaten. That's why. Nice play coming out of D-Man, who drops his Diva Bomb to try to maintain his mech. Does indeed get it back. Turns around and gets the kill on a Major Nova. Huge plays coming out of this Diva to thwart Danny Defeato's assault.
That was a huge eat of a Dragon Strike from D-Man, and I'm telling you what, there's a bit of a little bit of an altitude adjustment that they're going to have to make to take this point, because Tyze is setting up his turrets in pretty random spots, but they always seem to be up on a higher level. And then you've got Dark Rabbit ready with a Bob right now that is just spamming from the back, and she's getting a power boost every now and again. So we got to really watch this battle from them.
They've also got Earthshatter and Coalescence online. Coalescence coming out directly from the side of the defense. That Earthshatter came out as well. That's taken down several members of Danny. Bob thrown into the mix. Several ultimates coming out from Solo, but it does indeed lead them a quick victory here in that engagement.
Yeah, I mean, that was three invested into that fight, but I mean, I think that you actually needed it at that point, because the aggression coming from Johan, he is a man reborn from what we've seen from the couple of his last performances. He looks like a different Reinhardt right now. He is not taking any crap from anybody right now.
No, but on the other side, Solo's tanks, they have no qualms about taking the fight and getting aggressive. Oh, but with Johan nano-boosted, Psionic didn't want any piece of that fight, as he just gets an axe to the dome. Ghost Slimy's going to go ahead and drop his tire, finds one. Zen has made his way up to the high ground with some nice storm arrows, is able to pick off basic Tyze, follows it up with another kill. Ghost Slimy comes through with a nice kill into Dark Rabbit, and it is going to be Danny Defeato just cleaning house here. Graviton Surge trying to hold things off as they've already picked up 2 ticks. Dragon's going across. Is going to find another kill, and we're in stall mode here for the defense. Coming back on a May. Dark Rabbit looking to hold off for as long as possible, but he's going to get taken out before he can even touch, and that's going to be a lightning fast point B here picked up for Danny.
I mean, it could have been a lot faster, concerning what they came in with. With the conditions that they came in with, that could have easily been a 4.5 minute snowball win for Danny. So that was still a really good defense from Solo. I think that just the first point, that it was a little bit too scattered. There wasn't enough focus fire coming from Solo into Danny Defeato's hyper aggressive mode right now. So that's the thing that you got to look at when you look at going up against Danny Defeato. Either they're going to bait you in and get your cooldowns out of you and then press forward, or they're just going to deny the effectiveness of your cooldowns and your abilities. So that being said, Solo Grav, I want to see you guys come out here and punch Danny Defeato in the mouth. I want to see some bonus Overwatch for what I missed today.
You hear that, Solo? Take us to a map 5. Take us to a map 5.
Map 5.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Well, Solo coming onto the defense with the Reinhardt Zarya. Or the Reinhardt Diva, forgive me. Right. Let me start that over there, Billy. It is Danny Defeato going on the defense with the Reinhardt Zarya. There we go. Hey!
Hey!
Bringing us Hanzo and Junkrat as well. Lucio and Ana to keep the team alive. On the other side of things, Solo Grav taking to the offense here. Bringing us Reinhardt, Diva, basic Tyze, pulling out the Reaper.
Defend objective A.
I mean, I think that they're going to use this to get into basically tank busting mode right now. I agree with the Reaper pick right now.
With the Symmetra, I thought for a second they were going to teleport around through Coast. Looks like they're going to go ahead and just go up to the box and drop right on down onto the objective. Tyze is going to kind of loop around towards the forklift to see if he can find a kill, but he is forced to use his Wraith form and get out of there. Sleep comes down onto the D-Man. But Solo Grav already with 2 ticks picked up as they have flipped the positioning on this thing, and now they're forcing Danny Defeato to take the objective back from them. Danny Defeato not having any luck in that endeavor. Woo! And Solo with a great point A pickup here.
Yeah, and look at that time. 6 minutes and 12 seconds going into point B. That is freaking huge.
Yeah, that was fast. That was fast. And basic Tyze wasting 0 time, putting the pressure right back on him. But Ghost Slimy answers right back. Gets the kill onto the Reaper. Gives his team a bit of an advantage on the side of the defense. Now he's got that tire online and ready to go. Dark Rabbit goes down as well. No more DPS players standing here for Solo. Looks like they're going to try to fight this thing out, but I believe they just need to reset here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, the Symmetra pick, good for the first point, but I think that I don't know if they're going to wait to use the photon barrier, or if they're going to go ahead and swap off of it. I mean, it does have good value. And I mean, if you use the photon barrier and self-destruct in tandem, it could be pretty dirty. So let's see what happens here. It's almost a 6-pack for both teams.
Yeah, I'd say Danny Defeato has a lot of ultimates online. I mean, you got both tanks and support ults online here for Solo, but those DPS ults here for Danny. Gotta be careful against that tire. Danny Defeato so good with these rip tires.
Yeah, I mean, they've always been really good with it. I think that they've got to get the indecision out of the way, though, for Solo Grav and start pressing.
Well, they teleport up to the high ground, try to drop it behind him. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of the defense. Dragon's thrown in as well. Sound Barrier is there. Only one victim to the big Wombo combo, so they still have a hope in this. Here comes the Earth Shatter, here comes the tire. Nano Booster Reinhardt going in, swinging. Zen is going to pick up ties at that. In fact, he finds 2 kills in this engagement. Looking for more. Can he get the Lucio? No, Major Nova steals that kill from him. But in the end, Danny Defeato holding on here, whittling down more of that massive time bank Solo Grav came in with.
Now, the thing that I want to point out right now is that late little exit kill there on the Dark Rabbit, but where they only invested a sound barrier and a photon barrier for Solo Grav, Danny Defeato put out 5 ultimates there. So that is a little bit of an overpress of why I think. I don't know if it's a miscommunication or if they actually intended to do that. But, I mean, no DPS ults, only the sound barrier to really keep your team up right now. So this could be the point to press for Solo Grav if there's any time to press.
Yes, sir. This definitely have an advantage here. This could be a great opportunity for them. That Earth Shatter, one of those ultimates online. Here comes the Diva Bomb. Oh, great bubble from Major Nova, able to protect Johan through that Earth Shatter. He had to turn around and shield the bomb, but in the end, Ty's able to find that kill. Now Ty's down to as low as 30 health, somehow survives. Dark Rabbit comes with a pair of kills as well. Ty's loops in and gets Zen off the Mega. And that is going to be an even faster tie for Solo than that put up by Danny Defeato.
That's what I want to see. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him come back and punch him in the mouth and give the same aggression and same press forward that Danny Defeato did. And I mean, 25 seconds extra. I mean, both blazing fast times and with the new rules about these 2 CP maps, these assault maps, to make them go faster. They knocked off 2 minutes for both teams. So that's where we're sitting at. I mean, it was still, I mean, both. I mean, it's just a pick here or there, and yeah, bonus Overwatch.
By the old rules, this could have definitely been one of those 7-6 Volskayas.
It still could be
if the teams continue this momentum, no doubt, no doubt. Lightning fast pace set up here by both squads. But we are going to get Solo back on the defenses. They do have the superior time by 25 seconds. Sticking with pretty much the same composition. Ty's going over to the McCree.
Yeah, Dark Rabbit's picking up the May as well. And then they're running my favored support line, Brig, Lucio. It works, people. It works. Please, just trust me. If you're going to be a brawly comp, this actually works really well. The Inspire healing with the Lucio AoE healings, and then the ability to amp up those heals, puts out a ton of heals, and people laugh at me like, no, it doesn't work. Yes, it does work. Trust me. And we're going to see it right here.
Well, my only concern is going to be Ghost Slimy on this far on the other side, as they don't have a whole lot to counter the skies. We're relying on basic ties to see if he can pop the far. Starts off with some good shots. Ghost Slimy does have that pocket, able to drop back down. And unlike last weekend, Mercy is in play. No hero pools here in Week 8. And Ghost Slimy does indeed get the better end of that duel against the McCree. And now there is nothing on the ground to stop this far from raining hell from above. Follows up with a nice kill onto Psionic. Another one on to Ally. And this Pharah absolutely dominating point A. And Danny Defeato will get their 3rd point on the board.
Man, and lightning fast once again. I mean, it just took one pick. For them just to press the accelerator down to its max. Once they got them pinned in Mega there, it was all over. I mean, just the hell raining down from Ghost Slimy. So as we come in here now, we've already got an amplification matrix available for Nick, and almost available that big barrage.
Yes, sir. Getting swaps out on the other side. As we're going to have the Sim Ash now on the side of the defense. Zen puts an arrow through the damage window, able to find one. Teammates following up with a pair of kills as well. Here comes the barrage into the Graviton Surge. That finds a couple kills. And Danny Defeato, man, yeah, they are still in 6th gear. Seems to be no slowing this team down as they're about to clean up point B here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to take a, yep, just last second moves here.
D-Man trying to stall out for as long as he can. Basic Ties gets picked off the side, and that will do it. 4 points on the board, 42 seconds in the time bank. And so far, Volskaya has been all offense.
I mean, if you want to look at it from a time standpoint, that took them 1:18.
Initiating match.
1 minute 18 seconds to take both points of Volskaya.
Oh,
From 2
minute
minutes.
48 technically. You do get that 30-second boost.
Okay, minute 48, minute 18. Who cares about the maths if it's freaking fast?
It was real fast. It was under 2 minutes.
It was under 2 minutes. That's just I mean, we're speed running here, ladies and gentlemen. We're speed running Volskaya, and we're going to see who comes out with the fastest time and who's going to take this map to go up 2-1 here in week 8 of the multi-tier tournament here with CGL. I'm just, it's coming to the end of the season, you know, and everything is on the line right now, and these teams are fighting like it, and I'm just, my heart is full right now. I'm so happy.
Absolutely. Dana Defeato, this is their last match before playoffs start, so they want to make sure and get everything smoothed out as much as they can. On the other side, Solo wanting to go out with a bang, no doubt. They will not roll over and die, but not by any stretch of the imagination.
No, and especially with last week's result, I mean, this is a different team that I'm seeing right now. Like, the aggressiveness coming out from them is completely different than what I saw last week. So kudos to them. Kudos for the whole team. Let's see. I want to see, you know, round 6 go. Let's go.
Well, Ghost Army back onto the Junkrats and onto the Hanzo. Solo Grav going to teleport over to the far right-hand side this time, make their way up to the high ground, bring in their Reaper and company along with it. And those brawly supports that you love so much there, Billy. Throwing up some sim turrets there on middle box, trying to put some pressure down on Johan as he moves forward to engage on the objective. Basic Ties trying to move in, but eats a shield bash, forces the Wraith form out. Danny Defeato able to find first blood here in this engagement and claim back their space on the point. Orange Cowboy comes up with a good kill as well, and now a 2-man advantage for the defense. And this should be a reset coming out, though Basic Ties able to find an exit kill. Perhaps give them a little bit of an early advantage going into the next fight.
I mean, that every kill counts, and you know, when you're coming into these engagements, even with a little bit of a spawn advantage, that is just a couple extra seconds that you got to get in there. So if they press it fast enough, they can get in there.
We do have Earthshatter coming online here for the attacking team. Rally not too far behind. The way these fights have been going, I'm not sure if there'll be enough time to get it up. Zid able to get first kill here. They teleport to the high ground. Solo loses a man in the process. Basic Ties goes down as well, so no more DPS standing here for Solo Grav, and that means Danny Defeato is going to get very aggressive here on the front line, chase out as many members as they can. Major Nova charged to the heavens and looking oh so dangerous on this Zarya right now.
I know, he gets his charge so damn fast, and it's just amazing to see what he does with it. Once he does get that charge up, he's eating shields, he's eating barriers, he's just basically a glowing death stick.
Graviton Surge coming out from the defense, but sound barrier there for Solo Grav. Earthshatter thrown in from Danny Defeato as well, and Psionic goes down before he's able to throw his ultimate out. Detrimental here to Solo as they throw the Diva Bomb in. The self-destruct finds nothing. Photon Barrier over the point, splits it in half, but they got to worry about Ghost Slimy's tire. That's going to take out Dark Rabbit. Now with the overtime wick of burning, Solo is in desperation phase as they go over to the Hammond to try to get back in touch, but he is the lone member left on the objective. Basic Ties now coming back in on the far to see if he can get anything done. Not able to clutch it out, and Danny Defeato will take map 3 and a 2-1 lead in the series.
That was, I mean, that was good from both teams, but Danny Defeato just blazed through their overtime session there, and once the Symmetra strat failed. I thought that maybe Solo would have gone over to something a little bit more brawly, even more brawly. The May Reaper probably would have been a better choice there. But, you know, as it stands, you know, Solo Grav, you know, not able to get the first point there in overtime. So Defeato does go up 2-1 in this series. And, you know, we're going to be going to Watch Point Gibraltar. And we saw some dive come out from them last week on Watch Point Gibraltar. So, you know, I know that Danny Defeato can run dive. It's been a while since I've actually really ran it. We were actually talking about that in another setting.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I know that Solo can run the dive very well. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out from them as I get my swaps going on here before we go to Watch Point Gibraltar.
Well, we had Gino coming through with yet another gifted sub, his 28th in the channel. Thank you so much. With a note that says, "Boost me." Gino, I think I think we would need you to boost us, quite frankly, sir.
Oh,
no,
boy.
and you're boosting my spirits here today. That's for darn sure. And I can't appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support. Not enough thank yous in the world. Just genuinely, man. It's huge. Yeah, Danny Defeato started to worry me a little bit in that one as they were getting a little haphazard with their ultimates, I think. But in the end, they're able to clutch it out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of overzealousness with the Y button. But as you said, in the end, I mean, it ran good in their favor. I just think, you know, sometimes you just get on a really good streak in these maps, and you're feeling good, and everything just seems to fall your way.
Well, everything definitely fell Danny's way in that round. As they take the 2-1 lead, heading into our fourth map. Potential final map, unless Solo has anything to say about it.
Yep, we've got a slew of swaps coming in here. This is going to take me a minute. I will tell you what they are as I do them, actually, to help those out there watching in Twitch land. We're going to have Panda coming in for basic ties on the DPS role for... Oh, you're going to have... Well, I guess I can't switch the names of the teams. For Solo. Also, we've got Capra coming in, or... Who? D-Man. Is there somebody else in here that I didn't see?
Let's see. Is that Capra Woven, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't see...
Yeah, it doesn't look like we had to make room for you, my friend. You could just...
Oh.
It should have been... Little behind-the-scenes talk here. Should have been 5 spectators on each side. It looks like somebody from Danny kind of hopped back in here, and because there should be 5 specs on each side. We had to make a limit because both teams have full rosters here.
Okay.
At your service, I did see that dad joke. I do owe you a dad joke, don't I? All right, we can do that. We can do that. But yeah, while Billy figures out
Okay. Oh no, not you, not you. Sorry, I've just got to...
No, you're quite all right. You're quite all right. I was working on a little bit of production stuff myself. My apologies there for going a bit quiet.
Okay, Dark Rabbit D-Man for DPS. Sonic and Capra for tanks. Yeah, Capra can't get in here because the lobby's absolutely stuffed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's...
Yeah. I just told Bird, yeah. Let's see. Okay,
Yeah, no worries.
XT in for Nick. Okay, so we've got XTLZ coming in for Nick in the support role for Danny Defeato. We've got Andrew coming in for Slimy. Phantom Andrew coming in for Slimy. I guess not. Then wait, Andrew for Slimy, XT for Nick, Max for Nova. Okay.
Well, while we get those swaps in, I have burning question for you here, Billy.
Oh dear Lord.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Why couldn't the bike stand up by itself?
Because it didn't have a stand?
It was just too tired. There you go. That one's for at your service. Enjoy the cringes, my friend. The moans and groans out in chat.
I don't like you anymore.
I've done so many of these. It took me. I had to like go through a lot of notes. I was like, I've done all these. I've done all this. So hopefully it was worth the wait, or hopefully it wasn't worth the wait. It wouldn't be a proper dad joke if it was actually any good.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Never, never. I pride myself on my horrible dad jokes. Let me take a quick look at our map pool here. Danny Defeato up 2-1 as we're heading into Watch Point Gibraltar. Looking to close it out.
Yeah, looking to close it out. I'm just a D-man for who?
If you want to give me a host back when you're done there, I'll swap names. Because, you know, we like to keep a tight ship around here. We'd like our names to be accurate. Keep everything as spot on as we can. It has been a heck of a week 8, Billy. I was talking about it before you got in here, but I can't believe that we're already heading into week 9. With the last day of week 8, I feel like the past 2 months have just absolutely flown by.
Right? I mean, it feels like just yesterday we were doing our first preseason game with Apollo Tier 4 and Allium. And now here we are 8 weeks later. I mean, 9 weeks later now. And time has really flown. We've seen some really good teams come in and show their worth. And then, you know, we saw some teams that we thought were going to just blow through the tournament, and they ended up, you know, folding and not even being able to finish the season. And we've seen other stuff happen that we all know. And it's been a head scratcher of a season, but I mean, it's been exciting from the first game that we've cast all the way to tonight. And I mean, they put out the scenarios and the formula for the playoffs, and I'm really excited that each tier gets its own day and that we're going to have an entire week of finals.
Yes, sir.
With the penultimate, with the Xbox side, you know, having the tier 6 and the divisions 2 and 3 grand finals on Sunday, June the 22nd, I think it was. Yeah,
Okay.
June the 22nd. So it's going to be a huge day for us, and I'm very, very excited. I'm very honored and very humbled to be able to bring this to you guys.
Yeah, very much looking forward to doing postseason. Like, you think the past 2 months have been a blast? Just wait till we get into playoffs, friends. This is going to be nutty awesome. But
There is one thing though. Before you get back into it, we get a week off.
I mean, it's going to be a week of planning. I don't know if I'd exactly call it a week off. I have a feeling that we'll be doing plenty of work in our own right, though you won't see us casting any CGL matches that week.
Yes. No, not that. Not after week 9. But
we do have one more week. We'll have plenty of action coming at you next week.
I gave you ownership, by the way. So
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Already doing it. Next week's map pool, we're going to have Lijiang, Eichenwald, Anumis, Rialto, and Oasis will be your tiebreaker in week 9. What do you make of that map pool, Billy?
I mean, okay.
I mean, you get Eichenwald, Anubis, and Rialto. I mean, it could be worse. Could be worse.
It could be worse. D-Man in for Rabbit now. Okay, thank you. I had it like that, and then Ty's told me it was wrong. Now I was right. I'll fight you. I'll fight you.
Don't get in fights with
Yeah.
our captains. We like our captains.
See, man. Yeah. When I say I'm gonna fight somebody, it's literally like a teddy bear like punch. Like
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
okay. Let's see. Let me make sure that all the sides are looking good.
I know I'm getting antsy. I'm sure chat's getting antsy. Ready to get into map 4 here. Definitely be expecting some more of the Hanzo Junkrat coming out from Danny. Could possibly see some Echo. We saw a little bit of Echo from them last week, and it certainly wouldn't hurt my feelings to see her back in. She's a lot of fun to watch, and I'm really enjoying seeing how teams utilize her, specifically what they choose to duplicate, and the timing of those duplicates I think is so important.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen. Oh, we saw it happen last week or last time these two teams met on Rialto. Who was it? It was Zen that duplicated into Reinhardt, and we saw 3 shatters right there at the corner of death, and I mean, just like.
Oh, that was amazing. One of them was a real shatter. One of them was an actual Reinhardt shatter. And then as they're getting up from that shatter, the duplicate shatter comes through. He gets a charge on the back of that and manages to throw the 3rd shatter out. That was insane.
I mean, it was one of the best Reinhardt moments in my life. I was very touched, as you and I both play Reinhardt a lot, and a little tear came to my eye.
Like that is what dreams are made of, right there.
It's so true.
We dream in hammer downs. Is that the?
I dream in earth shatters. Yes.
I picture like kaleidoscopes of hammers, and it's like running through the fields with a big hammer. Like Reinhardt, like running through a field. It's just earth shatters.
It's more like Robot Chicken when Anakin. The animated Anakin goes through it and slices all the younglings' heads off, but he's like in a field of sunflowers. I just see Reinhardt doing that, taking people's heads off.
Well, we're going to have Danny Defeato going on the defense here, bringing us the Soldier and the Torbjorn with a little bit of dive tanks, trying to hold down Watchpoint Gibraltar. On the other side, we are going to indeed see the Echo. But coming out from Solo, accompanying it with the D-Man heading over to the Tracer here, coming off the tank rolls. Copperwoven coming in on the Diva. Trades coming through, but Johan is going to be the one falling for Danny. And that res available here for Solo, and they're going to continue to push this thing through. Cart rolling underneath the car wash while Danny Defeato tries to recompose themselves in the back end of point A.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just a little bit of good focus fire and real target prioritization coming from Solo. Looking at Psionic on this Wednesday, he's looking really damn good on it. He's getting in there, getting his cleave damage, and getting the heck out as soon as he can.
Yeah, he eats a big ante there. So they'll kind of force back a little bit. Oh, Big Max coming up with the kill onto Mr. Panda. Taking the Echo out of the sky. Good start here for the defense. While the front line has Solo kind of choked up here down in the car wash. They're going to push them all the way back to the first corner while they wait for their Echo to get back into battle. Johan's going to get the nano boost. He's going to go ahead and drop his Primal Rage into the back. Trying to focus down the Mercy. Just chasing her around. Here comes the Valk. Allies able to use that to get away while the D-Man does eventually find the kill, but Zen trades out for Copperwoven. Res available. Solo back in a full 6-man strength. They're going to drop their Coalescence as they come back onto the objective. Liviosa just holding their hand up like a force push there. That was an interesting little visual glitch. Danny Defeato trying to drop their bubbles in, see if they can reclaim some positioning here on this objective. They're going to lose their Brig, they're going to lose their Tor, but now we're going to get the duplicate coming through from Panda onto the Diva. Already with the self-destruct ready to go. I believe they're going to toss that into the corner just to zone out Danny here a bit, and that should net them point A.
Yeah, that was a really good slide there on the self-destruct from Panda. The tank player that we've seen for these past couple maps, and he decided I'm going to go ahead and run the Echo. I think that was a designed, I'm going to take your mech and run with it.
It worked out well. Was able to put some pressure down and then just use the self-destruct as a bit of a zoning tool to deny Danny Defeato any contest. Now we're getting a little bit of a high ground battle between the tanks. Molten Core coming out on the side of the defense right in front of the objective. Self-destruct coming out from the actual Diva here on the side of Solo. Venom Andrew goes down. It's going to make a swap over to the McCree. As the front line trying to contest this point here around this final curve. And it's just all-out chaos here on the point. Coalescence coming out on the side of the attacking team. Danny still trying to push forward on the back of Johan's Primal Rage. So far, not getting much kills with it, but they're holding ground and denying the space there for Solo Grav.
I mean, the high ground contesting that was going on there. I mean, Big Max is putting a lot of this defense on his back. The monkey bubble is just not that strong, and so I mean, the heavy lifting is being done by Big Max and by Zen right now. Venom Andrew with that turret, and now swapping over to the Cowboy. Big moves coming from him. He's going to get a lot of value from this.
Zen dropped his tack visor on that, able to create a lot of room for Danny to work here. He's eventually going to get Panda as well, and Danny Defeato will hold on here on the defense. But they use a couple of ultimates to do it, and right now looking dry in that ult economy.
I mean, Johan's getting his Primal Rage in about 90 seconds-ish. So it depends on how aggressive he's been getting with it. Venom Andrew already 72% on his way to a Deadeye. Zen already almost has another tack visor as available as well. Bull Skunk. So this is going to be who gets there first.
Speaking of exterminated, D-Man drops with a quickness, holding that pulse bomb in his pocket. Now we're going to get Johan with the Primal Rage. Was looking for the healers initially. Yeah, still trying to keep his focus there. Trying to split the healers up from the rest of the team. Does force the Mercy down. Mercy so low. Oh, man, but Johan, he eventually gets taken out. The peel is there, and Ally doing a great job of staying alive through that. The res coming back through onto Oliviosa. And now,
you know what?
Solo's pushing forward. Yeah. What is it, Bill?
I mean, you've got both DPS ultimates available to Danny Defeato to kind of stop this charge here. But Venom Andrew did end up getting dropped there in the mid fight. So Self-Destruct coming out for Solo, picks up nothing, but really zones him back, and Oliviosa with her laser beam is just going to go ahead and lay that damage in the middle of everybody.
The Self-Destruct didn't get any kills, but it forced Danny Defeato back behind the forklift and the boxes over there, and it just made it easy for Solo to push it in and pick up that second point. And then they're able to clean up Danny Defeato as they do finally push in, forced to make a move after the respawns had changed.
Yeah, and Alex actually pulled out her pistol and took Venom Andrew out of his Deadeye. That was huge from Ally, the Mercy player for Solo Grav, taking the Deadeye out. There was nothing to really counter him in that moment.
Panda with her clever little jump over the pipe and trying to put some pressure on the soldiers. Zen whittled down to 9 health before able to escape. Still kind of low as the Coalescence was being used in a bit of an aggressive fashion. Venom Andrew made the swap over to the Pharah. Not a whole lot to counter. There is an Ashe on the other side. But
there was.
Yeah, there was. Until Big Mac Self-Destruct made short work of that. Now the Ashe just lying in tatters. Res coming through on a Big Max, and the defense will stabilize.
Yeah, and honestly, I think at this moment you want to pull out the double shields.
Indeed.
Take what, because now they're swapping over to Ryan Diva.
Oh my God! Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, we'll get to that. Holy cow! Anyway,
what?
I'm just speechless. Mr. Panda's coming through with the Death Blossom here as Coalescence comes across the point. Good opening here for Solo, but Venom Andrew strikes back. Does pick up a kill. Mr. Panda is going to come back on the McCree now. Zen's going to go ahead and drop his tack visor as Danny Defeato looking to hold on to the back end. Res does come through on the Venom Andrew, getting both DPS back in this thing. Coalescence used to stabilize. I'm going to have to mute those follow alerts.
Mine's going off as well.
Yeah.
I don't have time to look. Venom Andrew coming up with a 4K. What with the Barrage 3 just naked. That's some good stuff. He's got his pocket there and the Orange Cowboy getting a good damage boost from them there. Picking up 4 in that last engagement, sending Solo back to spawn, and the payload now is moving backwards, Bull Skunk, and yeah, 35 seconds left on this clock.
Yeah, Danny Defeato drawing a line in the sand here at the back of Watch One Gibraltar. Bob coming out from the attacking team. Cyan's going to throw an Earthshatter down. That's going to find 2. Heal Station coming out from Zin to try to keep them alive. Not able to keep Venom Andrew alive through it, though. And now Psionic with some great positioning, just swinging at the spawn doors. 14 seconds on the clock. Is the stall going to be enough? Coalescence runs out, but the Valk is still going, providing extra damage to all Solo Grav here. Bob coming out. Nobody can touch. And Solo Grav finishing with a touch of time left in the bank. 3 points on the board. And
That 10 Psionic.
that was 45 gifted subs coming through from Figgy Smalls OG. With a total of 103 now in the channel. Just absolutely took my breath away mid-cast, dude. Thank you so much. Like, that. Thank yous. A million thank yous. I can't say it enough. Oh my goodness. I don't usually do the thank yous mid-map, but that's too huge to not acknowledge. Oh my
Holy
goodness,
Christ.
dude. 45 gifted, like, oh man.
45?
45.
Uh,
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. I'm just speaking in tongues here. Words are escaping me. I am just breath taken away and totally speechless. The only thing I can say is thank you.
Okay, I will take it away while you compose yourself. Showing out for the offense for Danny Defeato here. We're looking at a little bit of a metal dive coming from Johan and Big Max with the Wrecking Ball and Diva combo. A little bit of Brigitte Mercy healer core. Venom Andrew showing up with one of his signature characters in the Widowmaker, and Zane showing us the Echo. On the defense, we've got Ryan Diva for Solo, D-Man and Panda with the Cowboy and the Dwarf, and showing a little Moira Brigitte action. Venom Andrew coming out, taking Capra's mech from him, and Orange Cowboy cleaning up on Capra Woven as they get this payload moving.
Yeah.
They're not playing today. I think
forcing
they're a little
Solo
mad.
all the way back. They definitely look mad. Dive coming in from Gio. He's a little bit ahead of his team there and does get deleted. Good focus fire coming through from Solo as their reinforcements join the battle, and they look to make a stand here on the back of point A. And Sand's main tank, I think we're going to get a bit of a reset coming through from Danny, but they did build up some decent ult charge during that fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I'm looking at the Molten Core and the Coalescence being first out of the gate.
Yeah. Olivioso with that coming online as we speak. Valkyrie being used to start this next fight here for Danny Defeato. Lots of extra damage coming through for everybody, but here comes that Coalescence. And Danny Defeato caught in a small little area. It's just a perfect area for Olivioso to microwave him down. Johan does eventually drop at the hands of the main tank, but the res comes through. That means the Earthshatter comes out, and they're going to try to follow that up, but they got to be careful. Primal Rage coming out on the other side. And despite all of the Molten Core on the ground, Johan continuing to press forward, does eventually go down. And not really buying his team a whole lot of space. Solo doing a fantastic job of just plugging that up and maintaining control.
Yeah, I mean, and the self-destruct coming from Big Max, I think that he wanted to get a couple extra meters on that because it did not do anything for the push that was going on there. If he would have gotten a little bit more height to it also, because I mean, it just sat on the ground and was very impotent as an ultimate there. Deadeye online for the Dayman though on the defense, and also a rally also available to keep that armor up and the Inspire healing. That's going to be a pretty darn good ultimate to get through.
Venom Andrew going over to the Widowmaker here, trying to make something happen as we get the self-destruct coming out on the side of the defense. Psionic with a good charge, able to take down XTLZ. And now, Danny Defeato, absent primary healer. D-Man able to get the better end of Zin in the Cowboy duel. And now he's going to try to go around for the flank Deadeye, but I think the Danny Defeato got pushed back a little quicker than he expected as they were already on the retreat. He's going to save that Deadeye for another day.
Yeah, smart discipline control there from D-Man. No ultimates to speak of really on the side of Dan Defeato as they're trying to push this in and get the first point. I mean, we're coming up on a minute left in the time bank. Full tank line swap for Dan Defeato. Big Mac's over on the Zarya now. Johan on the Reinhardt, 60% already to his Shatter.
49 seconds on the clock. I mean, we're quickly approaching final fight territory here, depending on how long this fight draws out. Coalescence coming out from the defense. Psionic with that Earthshatter ready to go. Earthshatter comes out, and he's going to go in swinging. That finds several people at Danny Defeato. Several members go down. Back to spawn you go. D-Man falling 3. Make that 4 kills. Follow up that Earthshatter. And he still has not had to press Y. Just keeping this Deadeye online for a rainy day here. I mean, I'm not opposed. He hasn't needed it.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, we're looking at 15 seconds now. So, you know, I think you got to get in there and you just got to start brawling and hope for the best here for if you're the side from Danny Defeato.
Johan with his Earthshatter online. True final fight here now as they are going to get a clean engagement. Battling right over the back of the cart. Earthshatter comes out, manages to find one, but the rest is blocked by the shield. Nano boost on Johan, and he's going to charge in and get aggressive. Deadeye comes out, he's going to pick off Venom Andrew. They're going to be careful of the self-destruct and the Molten Core. Too much damage for Danny to handle, and Solo Grav will send us to a map 5.
Map 5!
You wanted your bonus Overwatch, Billy? We're getting it.
I did! I get my Overwatch. The only thing that I can say about the attack there from Dan Defeato is a lack of focus fire, and you should have, as soon as you saw Reinhardt on the field, you should have gone to your own Reinhardt instead of still trying to stubbornly push the monkey into all that shield and sustain. I mean, this was just that was brutal to watch. But I mean, full credit to Solo. They had the composition, and you know they were getting those first fight potential picks. And it just always seemed like Danny was on the back foot in that. So, yeah, map 5, here we come.
We'll see y'all on Lijiang Tower. We're going to take a quick break. Allow me to catch my breath. We'll be back in just a few moments. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Now arriving at Lijiang.
Welcome back, my friends. We are headed into the tiebreaker Lijiang Tower. Here in this epic bout between Danny Defeato and Solo Grav. The 1-6 Solo looking to make the upset on 6-1 Danny Defeato. Here as we head into Lijiang Tower. Billy, how were they able to stuff him so convincingly there on map 1? Do you think it was just that compositional disadvantage that you were speaking about?
I mean, that was all the difference. Yeah, it was they got punched in the face and they were never able to really stabilize after that. And the ultimate battle was always in Solo's favor. And you know, the counters that they had out there, I mean, the duplicate that came from Zen got immediately deleted, and he ended up dying very quickly after that. So the value that they got from their DPS was kind of meh. And the bomb, the self-destruct coming in from Big Max was a non-factor. It just landed impotently around shield. So, I mean, that's it. Yeah, I just think that Dan Defeato is going to have to come out here and reestablish that tank line, because the tank line of Solo Grav there won the day.
Yeah, and they did such a good job of devaluing those ultimates, too. I don't think it was really on Danny that they were using them necessarily particularly poorly, but that Solo seemed to have answers and responses for each one. They try to push in, throw a bomb in to create space. Molten Core comes out to deny that space and keep Danny from really getting a foothold. They dive in to try to get the Primal Rage off, get focused down immediately. So it was a hats off to Solo there for just really stepping up and planting their feet there. That was a great defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly what the doctor ordered, and here we go to map 5. We're going to go into Lijiang Tower. I dropped my controller and actually prematurely started them.
I was wondering what happened there. I was ready to just roll with it, man. I was like, let's just get into it. Let's go.
No, I dropped my controller, and I don't know, because, I mean, these two big sticks. You do think that it would stop it from pressing the damn button, but no. So it started, I looked up, like, oh, crap, it's going, no.
Oh.
I didn't have the ready yet from the other captain, so.
Yeah. No, let's not start before they're ready. That's certainly not good.
I know they're ready now, though.
Fantastic.
Ready.
Gino coming through with another 500 bits here as we head into Lijiang Tower. Thank you so much, Gino, man. I mean, wow, what support coming through from you guys today. Just huge, huge, huge support. I love it. God, I can't thank y'all enough, man. That's
We
oh,
freaking
God.
love you guys.
All right.
We love you guys.
Seriously. Solo Grav in the red jerseys. Danny Defeato in the blue. One map. See who takes it all here today. Danny coming out with the Ryan Zarya. Well, Ryan Zarya on both sides, as you might expect here in Control Center. We're going to get May Junkrat here for Danny. We're going to get Reaper Junkrat for Solo Grav. I like there's a bit of a support difference here, too. I like going over to that brig where we got the Moira on the other side.
Yeah, I think that the Moira is going to provide a lot more sustain, though. And the pick potential with the skill orb and or the coalescence, I think might be a bit much. But the stun ability from Ali, being able to boot people out of way, being able to stun them, that is something that they're going to have on their side. So there are merits to both.
Yes, indeed. We'll see who can better utilize the strengths of their heroes as both teams just clashing over the center pillar right now. So far, neither team will really get much of an advantage. The D-Man had gone down low, but a great bubble to allow him to escape. And it's going to be Zen and Venom fighting first blood. Zen finds a pair, as a matter of fact. And just like that, Coalescence thrown into the mix as an exclamation point, and Danny will start things off on Control Center.
There's my Gong of Death. Happy with that. And yeah, so like we were just talking about, the support line is what is the difference. I mean, you can see the dueling Junkrats both almost have their tires already. Amazingly, Nova is behind in the Grav count, but I will see that climb up very quickly here. But yeah, big tire coming out for Panda, taking out his counterpart.
He does drop those in, taking him out with an icicle to the dome. So neither Junkrat left standing, but Venom Andrew did have his tire available. So a good job of shutting on that ultimate here and allowing some space for Solo to work. The D-Man able to find himself a kill as well, so man advantage for Solos that try to push in, but Graviton Surge comes out from the other side. Sound barrier here for both teams as we get the Death Blossom coming out from Solo Grav. A lot of ultimates and not a whole lot of kills from either team. Venom Andrew returns to the battle and is able to throw his tire down. Going to the back looking for a healer, does find the Moira. D-Man falls as well, and Danny Defeato able to maintain control through the old Stravaganza.
Yeah, and I mean, the real good... Oh, that's a huge wall coming up from Zen. Holy crap. I mean, it's just the kiting back and the holding of that bubble as long as Nova can. That's what won them that fight right there, is the bubbles that came out from him, keeping his teammates up. The good sound barrier invested from both teams. I thought that the Death Blossom was going to get a lot more into it. But yeah, now you've got a Blizzard online. So here we go.
So passing through server room for Solo Grav, but Danny picking it right up. 2 quick kills coming through. No more DPS standing here for Solo. And now Danny's going to try to chase him right back out. The Earthshatter comes out, finds Psionic. Zen picks up a nice headshot onto the Lucio, and Danny Defeato chasing Solo all the way back to spawn. Feel a bit of an Aaron Blizzard there at the very end, but there's no time left on the clock, so.
Overtime did get triggered, though.
Indeed. I believe Capperwoven was able to make it onto the objective, but in the end, Danny Defeato taking a 100-0 win here on Control Center.
And the difference between the two teams there was the support lines. The DPS were doing their job just fine. The tanks were doing their job just fine as well. The sustain that was shown from Nick there, and 2 coalescences and 2 major team fights, that's pretty fast, even for Moira. So, you know, the healing that was being pumped out by both Nick and Basic there was what won them that, and won it really. I mean, it was pretty solid and pretty one-sided. I mean, a couple of trade-outs here and there, but just the sustain coming from Danny Defeato there won them that map. So here we go to Night Market, Bullskunk, and I see a change. I see a couple changes. We're going to see a couple dueling Pharahs in the sky.
As well as both Sims, as both teams look to see who can get positional advantage first and teleport onto the objective. Immediately clashing on the point. Both teams chose a window, dropped in it, and here we go. Blow it out, and it's going to be Danny Defeato, well, dropping like flies here on the point. Solo Grav going to pick up first possession here for us. Now it's just the pharmacy combo left standing for Danny.
Yeah, I mean, look at Venom Andrew, though. He's already got 60% to a barrage, and Mr. Panda 20%. So big difference there. I'm looking at Zen's going to try and handle Panda in the sky. Man, losing the Symmetra battle there. I mean, that's hilarious. I've never seen that actually happen in a match.
I don't think I have either. But yeah, once you die initially, you got to get off the sim. It's not going to work as a recontest, just for a first try thing. But so now on the McCree, Zen coming in, puts a fan the hammer onto D.Va, immediately making good use of the Cowboy. She's whittled down low, but able to escape. But Johan finds Leviosa, and Psionic goes down. So main healer, main tank, gone here for Solo. And this should make for an easy recontest from Dana Defeato.
Yep, I mean, and 41% for Solo here. Not very much invested into that. The self-destruct, I guess, went off. I didn't really see where it went, and the Coalescence invested into a losing battle. But both DPS ultimates coming up online for Solo Grav, the Photonic Barrier already available to them, and coming up very close on that barrage.
Yeah, 92 to barrage now. Psionic with an Earthshatter online as well. As Panda is just putting some shots in through the window, looking to try to finish off that last 5% that he needs. Meanwhile, front line pushing in through the main entrance, looking for an opening on this Shatter. I know right now he is screaming, looking for Shatter to his team. They gotta be careful because Gion has one on the other side. Photon Barrier out. Big Fire Strike's gonna take down Major Nova. Leviosa picks up one with the Skill Orb as well. Pandas finds one with the Concussion Blast. And that is a nice retake coming through from Solo. We're dead even in percentage here, Billy.
Good grief. This is a knockdown, drag him out fight that you want to see. I think now's the time to get off the Symmetra, though. You know, you mentioned it in the last fight. You got your Photon Barrier. It was great. It kept your team up and basically shielded a barrage that could have come the other way. So, man, they must be very confident on this.
Danny Defeato coming back in, throwing down Deadeye to open things up. Venom Andrew gets a kill from the outside, or at least from the above, should I say. The Deadeye did get the D-Mech. Sim goes down. Venom Andrew follows it up with 2 more kills and just as many rockets. Just as few, should I say. Now going for the very difficult maneuver of trying to take the Moth out of the sky. He settles for the baby D.Va instead. Nick will take care of that Moth, and Danny Defeato will flip this thing right back over. What a back and forth here on Night Market.
I mean, it's going to happen again. We're going to. I mean, now the ultimate advantage is really going to swing into Solo's favor here, with the self-destruct coming up for Capra Wolven. So this is going to be another meaty exchange, as it were.
Graviton Surge coming out for Solo on the high ground, but there looks to be just out of range of any follow-up. So still standing 6 strong. Solo trying to make their way to the point, see if they can cap this thing. Could be potentially in one-fight territory. The Pharmacy's dueling it out in the skies, and the Barrage used to win that duel. Manages to get the far. Can he get the Mercy? Basic was so low. Has to pop Valk to get out of there, regen some health. Nick goes down to an Earthshatter from the other side. Self-destruct thrown in from Capra, and that's going to find Basic in the sky. And it is going to be Solo flipping this thing right back over. Can Danny Defeato get back to touch? This might be Venom Andrew having to make a desperation fly-in. I don't even know if he'll be able to make it.
Basic swapped over to his very trusty Lucio. He knows the rollouts here. I think he can get there. Yeah, he's going to get there with time to spare.
Yeah, Basic, like you're talking about, experienced Lucio wall grinder here, and he does get the touch, but he is going to go down. Coalescence coming out on the side of Danny Defeato as they look to push up main, but Mr. Pando wins the war in the skies. You don't have to worry about that far up there anymore, and Solo free to focus their attention on the front door and try to deny this entrance, but Danny Defeato has other plans. Major Nova coming up with a pair of kills. Zen finds 2 as well. Panda trying to clutch this thing out and strike back, gets himself 2, but he seems to be alone on this point as the Pilot D.Va gets bushed out. Basic finds that kill. And Danny Defeato flipping this thing. 95% and counting, and now it's up to Solo to come back and touch.
I don't know if they can. Overtime is triggered.
Somehow they got on the point with the Psionic switching over to Ball. I thought Oliviosa was going to have to fade on. In the end, Nick comes out of spawn and catches the Moira out. Unfortunate turn of events there. Graviton Search coming out from Danny Defeato. They're going to take down Psionic. And now Danny Defeato, it is their map to lose as they have a clear man advantage. Zen on the Doomfist, finishes off D-Man on the Tracer.
Yeah.
Barrage coming in from Pandas as he tries to clutch this thing, finds 2, but does eventually go down. Nick is going to go ahead and throw down his Coalescence into the mix. burn down the Moth with a little help from the Zarya, take out Capra-Woven on the D.Va as well. And with 99 to 99, Defeato with a bit of an edge here, but Psionic manages to get a kill onto the Zarya on the other side. Coalescence was there here for Solo Grav to help them try to bolster their reinforcements. D-Man not quite able to find that kill, though. Zen now dropping his Meteor Strike on the point. That's going to create some space. The Moira forced back. Olivio's tried to run, narrowly able to fade out from the punch. Now it is just the Wrecking Ball and the two healers on the point. Oh, Capra-Woven returns just in time from the outside. And this is one absolute heck of a final brawl on this point. Somewhere using Data Defeato. Big Minds coming out. Here comes the self-destruct, and there's still plenty of reinforcements. Solo has somehow managed to get themselves back into this fight miraculously. What clutch plays, and a lot of that attributed to the early play coming through from the Pharah. Now we're going to get the Coalescence coming out on the other side as this thing has just... Wow, what a fight we have going on here, Billy.
Good God, I mean, they just can't... The kills are coming out, now they're swiping back into the other side for Zen, picking up the... Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this Doomfist still on the point, and Solo has to deal with Zen on the Doom if they want to win it, and they cannot. Dana Defeato does come away with the W, both on the map and the series. Woo!
That is the fight of the season right there. That is the fight of the season. I'm calling it right now. That last-minute contest from Psionic, brother, that is a ballsy play on the Wrecking Ball. And they were both coming out with frags from both sides. I mean, it wasn't just pandemonium. It was explosively charged pandemonium with a little bit of nitroglycerin thrown in for extra added measure. Oh my God, my heart is racing right now.
Oh man, I am all smiles. Ugh. Data Defeato narrowly edging it out. Wow, was that so close by Solo? Whew.
Man, I thought they had. I mean, they had it to 5-3 at one point. Solo did, and just great individual plays from Defeato to get themselves back onto the point as quickly as possible. That man, the sound barrier is what clutched it out. Basic with the sound barrier there at the very end, because there was a pulse bomb thrown into it on top of the mines. Holy crap!
Yeah.
What a freaking match!
That just swung back and forth. Yeah, at one point, I thought Solo was out of it. They come back in, get the two-man barrage, and like you're talking about, Psionic able to come back and touch on that that Wrecking Ball, and it manages to not only buy tons of time, but stalls out the clock, but finds a kill as well as stalling out the clock, excuse me. And man, that was, then I thought Solo had it like you're talking about. They end up going up in reinforcements. They have the 5-on-3 power play, and Basic, man, what a swap. That Lucio swap, because he just swapped to come back and touch so that they could get that point and keep it going. Holy cow, Billy. Holy cow. That is how you finish off week 8.
That's how you finish off your regular season right there. Gas pedal floored.
And speaking of floored, Gino coming through with the what? 10,000 bits. Holy cow. Let's get some poggers in chat for Gino. Oh my goodness. Much love. Holy cow. Much love. Oh my goodness. This is... What support, you guys. Thank you so much. What gamers. Oh my goodness. Every last one of you. Everybody on the battlefield here today, everybody watching at home. This is what I'm talking about. Woo! It doesn't get any better. Oh, man.
Oh, my heart is, okay. I'm a little emotional for you because this is what we were both doing full time now, basically. And I'm getting emotional for you because you, we freaking love you guys. I'm trying not to cuss here because I cuss a lot. I am a sailor mouth, potty mouth.
You know, French is your first language, so
it's iced tea.
Just to pun it up a little bit there for us. Well, not to get too distracted by the overwhelming support coming from chat here today, but we've got to choose an MVP here, Billy. And well, I'm going to defer to you to start us off. Get first pick today. I usually take it out of the gate, but I'm going to defer to your judgment here today.
I think honestly, from the maps that I saw, I think it has to be Zen. It has to be Zen, as he just clean clock. His ultimates were very well timed. I think the support line of Dana Defeato gets an honorable mention too. Normally, I'm all about the tanks. And I'm especially how close I am with Danny DeFeato, being a member of their org for so long, and being on their teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Strong tank line is their hallmark. But I mean, shoot, I almost have to give it to Basic just for clutching out that map 5. I mean, he looked stellar the entire match, but that was particularly impressive work there on Lijiang Tower, on Night Market in particular. Basic, you get my vote, dude. That was something else. That was absolute impressive, and what a joy to watch. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I got to give an extra MVP to Psionic too. That was some nutty wrecking ball play. That was some filthy wrecking ball play.
He absolutely stood up to what could be very intimidating tank line of Danny DeFeato. Psionic was fearless in taking the fight to him time and time again. It didn't always go his way, but it didn't dissuade him from trying. Psionic definitely gets an honorable mention here today from us.
Yeah, indeed. And, this is the last time that we're going to see Danny DeFeato before the playoffs. The next time we'll see them will be in their round 1 match. We don't have any idea what that is yet. We're going to be... a lot of people have asked me in the CGL chat or in DMs, Billy, what does your guys' casting schedule look like? All games do have to be streamed, or all these playoff matches will be streamed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to, obviously, us. We're going to do as many as we can get done as humanly possible. But yeah, I mean, this is what it's all coming down to now is where are you going to end up in the placements?
Yep.
And that's it. The placements are almost done. Next week is last week. This is Danny DeFeato's last week. They come out with a 3-2 win in a thrilling match. This is going to be the series of the year for me, even though I wasn't here for 2 of the maps.
They were equally as exciting, sir. They were equally as exciting. It was a heck of a match. I'm so glad you got to join me for this back half. I couldn't have done it by myself, man. I definitely needed your expertise on these last 3 maps. Help close it out. Take us home strong. And
I am the master of why.
Indeed you are, sir. Indeed you are. But speaking of taking us home strong, we're going to go ahead and close it out. This will conclude our broadcast. Once again, thank you so much to Ficky Smalls and Gino in particular for your incredibly overwhelming support in today's matchup. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with us. I appreciate all the love out there, all the encouragement, the compliments, just showing up, cheering on your teams. It's what we're all about here, and I'm so glad we're able to do this. It's such a privilege and an honor to get to cast these matches for you. So with that, we will bid you adieu to steal a little fridge.
Bonsoir.
Look out for each other. Ed gaming out. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Je t'aime tout ça.